Okay, hopefully we're recording now. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. Hopefully you see my screen about Mentorship Rocket. Welcome to our how-to and Q&A for 2020. During this, I will be sending the Mentorship Rocket link in the chat. It's also always available on our website. If you go to goldinitiative.org and find our Mentorship Rocket page, the link is always there in case you need it. So let me send that out to you guys really quick since you're here. Here's my chat. There you are. I think looking at the page either before this presentation or while I go through it will help make it really clear what it is and how it works. Here's our quick agenda for the day. We're going to go through the basics of just what is Mentorship Rocket, as well as the most important things to know, the critical features about it in order to be successful. And then some basics like how to set up your account and pro tips and advice on how to get the most out of it. Okay, so what is Mentorship Rocket? Mentorship Rocket is a website that helps facilitate one-on-one, one-off mentoring sessions between Goldie scholars and mentors. It's a website that's similar to like an open table where you can search and book mentors. As this quote says, it's kind of an easy, informal way to meet a variety of people, to get your foot in the door, and make it easy to make connections. Some background is that a few years ago when we started Mentorship Rocket, we realized that we only have so many Goldie scholars, but we have hundreds of people that we know in commercial real estate that have some time to give back. So this was our solution. We have a page of 50, 60, 70 people who have time to donate about an hour a month to give back to women in commercial real estate. And it dramatically expands the networking experience, opportunities, and mentorship opportunities for our Goldie scholars. I'm going to flip over to the website now, because I think it'll make a lot of sense. So if you have the link, the website looks like this. And as I mentioned, there's just a long page of bios and photos that you can read through and search through. If you're a mentor, we've probably pre-populated this photo and bio for you. And that's always able to be edited. If you have questions, email me at any time. If you click the bio sessions button, you'll get to read a little bit more about who this person is. And you can see, here's all the dates that I've been referring to. And booking really is just as simple as clicking the button and confirming that. Now, a really great way to search through all of these mentors, since it might be a little bit overwhelming, is the areas of expertise. Now, it's easy to click if you're interested in development. These people have listed development as a something that they're proficient in, nonprofit management, and so on and so forth. So it's a really nice way to go through everybody. This year, I've added a few more relationships to the Goldie Initiative. So you can search by nonprofit management and if they're a board member, or if you just want to see all of the Goldie mentors that are primary mentors, they're available here. If you want to meet other mentors, board members, something that we've heard from our board members is that they would love to meet a lot more Goldie scholars. So please use this. And as well, there's just a handful of Goldie alumni here who are available to talk. Now, as a mentor, I really encourage when you're choosing dates to spread them out over the course of the season. So as you can see here, Carolina has some starting November all the way through June. And that's really helpful so they're not all bottlenecked at the beginning or in the middle. And this will be helpful for Goldie scholars and mentees to find dates over the course of the whole season. Let me go back to my presentation. Make sure I'm not forgetting anything. So now here's some critical points. The dates that are listed in Mentorship Rocket are placeholders. They are kind of just a starting point. So once connected, the mentor and the scholar are at complete liberty to choose whichever date, time, logistics works best. Now, you're not beholden to that date. This allows mentors to set up dates, in April, May, June. We don't really know our availability then, but this way, it being so flexible, you can really choose whatever day and it'll all work itself out. You'll note because of this, the time of day is not included. As we can see here with Laura Havel, November 12th, 2020, there's no time of day. So it's not exactly like booking a restaurant time and you're guaranteed. It's a very flexible system. Something critically important for everybody to understand, but especially the mentees, is that it is your responsibility to contact the mentor. It's your responsibility to email them, introduce yourself, why you're emailing, saying it's from Mentorship Rocket, and start the process of picking a day and time. A new feature this year is previously Mentorship Rocket did not email the mentors when they've been booked, but now they will. So if that email doesn't get caught in a mentor's firewall, all mentors should receive an email saying, hey, Inez booked you for April 12th. And that's good to know on all accounts, but it's still, the responsibility still lies on the mentee to reach out. But, because really they didn't do that in the past for fear of any of those emails getting lost in spam filters and then therefore the meeting never happening. But technically, mentors are kind of in a, set it and forget it kind of responsibility here. They don't have to log back in. Once all their dates are in their bios and once it's all good, the mentees will reach out and they will help with the logistics. So here's just some quick high level about how to get started. For mentors logging in, when you go to the website, there's a header called Mentor Portal. And similar to other websites, you input your email, you go through the process, you get a verification email, and you make a password. The email for mentors or mentees, the email is what I typically use to email you. If there's a different email that you want, you'll have to let me know because that's been preloaded into the system. For mentors, finishing your profile. So required, your first and last, your company, those are probably been pre-populated for you. But it's critically important, I think, to look at the areas of expertise. There's new areas of expertise this year, and it's an extremely valuable way to search for mentors. So think about any area that you can speak to and be sure to include it. If you have a past life in a different sub-industry that might not be clear in your bio, please, include it there. Some optional things are a alternate contact name if you have an assistant, for example, that you would like to help with the logistics of booking a meeting, then that's in there as well. Your LinkedIn page, those kinds of things are all optional. Mentees, similarly, there's a bar at the top that says mentee registration form. And you can input your email, click next, similarly go through all of the steps to verify your email and sign the, agree to the terms and services and that kind of thing. Here's a quick checklist. I'll send these slides around so you have this handy. I will show, since I have a lot of mentees on the call right now, when you first log in as a mentee, you'll get a variety of pop-ups, including this one. There's a lot of information just within the website of how to use it. So you can show my sessions. So if you don't remember like who you've booked, you can always go back and check. It says you must accept the terms and conditions by clicking this form. And from there, it's as easy, again, as just clicking the bio, having it load the dates, clicking the date, and booking. Mastering Mentorship Rocket. You can talk about whatever you want with your mentor or mentee. There's no homework, there's no check-in. You are two adults and you can figure out what you want to bring to the table, what questions you want to ask, topics, etc. Another pro tip is that if a mentor's date is passed, that date is still able to be booked technically. It will still give the contact information for the mentor. And, similarly to any other date, you would reach out and say, hey, I booked you for, September 10th, but that's in the past now. Do you have time now? Of course, being sensitive, if they no longer have time, then of course you wouldn't, press it too far. You'd connect at some point again in the future. Also, the Goldie Initiative will be opening the program to non-Goldie scholars starting in January. This has been a recent addition to our approach to reward high-level sponsors of ours and getting more women in the industry involved. So further in the year, if you have a woman reach out to you who's not a Goldie scholar, that is why. But we're really excited to have these women in. They'll increase the participation. They'll learn more about the initiative. They'll learn more about the pros of going to grad school. They're hungry for mentorship. So it's really great to have them involved and been a really nice addition. Some benefits, for the mentor, it's a great way to give back to women in commercial real estate, but also, recruitment and business opportunities, similar to any kind of networking. This is an opportunity to meet the next generation of women leaders. And, if you want to know the Goldie Scholars more personally, this is also just ideal. For the mentee, I would say this is priceless networking. It gives you an easy excuse to reach out to new people and learn about different career paths. You can search by other mentors. So if you want to meet the other primary mentors in the system or board members, everybody in this group is excited to meet you and talk to you. And don't be afraid to book early and book often. Some advice for mentors, especially if you've never mentored before, be prepared to ask scholars about their paths and goals. Some scholars are more experienced networkers than others, so you may need to help drive the conversation. But the mentee should reach out to you. Feel free to ask for their resume, their goals for the meeting, or anything you'd like to know ahead of time. And if you feel comfortable doing so, keep the networking going, make introductions to other people in your network. And I left this bullet in here. It says, make it more than just lunch, which is still true, but more of a virtual lunch these days. Advice for mentees. The number one advice to all mentees, all Goldie scholars, whoever you are, is to use it. And our big bright yellow star here, use Mentorship Rocket. I know there's a lot going on in your life, but it's now easier than ever with the virtual world. In the past, I've heard some challenges of mentors that, live in the suburbs and you want to be accommodating and go to them and, make it easy for the mentor. But now it should be even easier to connect more often with these mentors on Zoom. Do your research, have questions, continue to develop the relationships further. I know I say it's like a one-off mentoring, but there's lots of examples in the past where if you really hit it off, continue the mentoring, continue the relationship building, I should say. So one thing I do want to bring up while we're here, I'm going to bring my web up again. This is good for both mentors and mentees. If you go to our website and you go to Goldie Mentors tab and click Mentorship Rocket, here's the link to the program here, in case you ever lose it or you need it. And there's basically everything that I'm talking about here is available in these questions in kind of an FAQ format. But recently we've added a lot more. So mentees, Goldie Scholars, if you need, just thought starters on how to write an email, what to say, we have that for you. Tips for great conversation experience with mentors, have a plan to ask good questions. Do you want ideas for questions? There's, 100 questions here of how to kickstart a mentor relationship. I mean, really just not exaggerating, hundreds of questions of how to get started. And yeah, that's it for right now. For anybody who's on the line, feel free to put questions in the chat. But really, once you start using it, it makes a lot more sense. If you do it once or twice, you'll understand it completely. But I am always available. The questions that people have usually take, less than 5 minutes to answer. And yeah, thank you for watching and attending. Let's see the chat. So question is, how many do we need to do? The technical answer is 1, because there's one Mentorship Rocket session that you need to book, and that's one with Goldie. Those aren't available. They're not up online yet. The maximum you can do is 12, and there is always a variety of people who can take advantage of this program. Some women book all 12, they max out the number of slots they can do. And some people are really busy, and I get that. So don't stress yourself out too much if you feel like you don't have time to add another mentor to your schedule, but I would recommend doing at least the one with Goldie plus 2 or 3 more over between now and June. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Yeah, honestly, I would highly recommend checking out our website for a lot of information. Just start messing around with the website itself, log in, fill out your bio, and start practicing. One more thing that I actually do want to add is, not every, how do I put this? So if you're really interested in development, there's a lot of women who are really interested in development, I know. And so those mentors might be of the highest demand, right? But every single person on here is here for a reason. So, even if you're not interested per se in nonprofit, the nonprofit world or marketing or whatever it might be, all of these women can give wonderful advice. And periodically I will try to, see how the booking is going and promote anybody that's not been booked yet. But yeah, I really think that everybody on here is worthwhile, and you'll get something great out of it, even if it's maybe not, your next job offer per se. You'll get great life advice from everybody here. Okay, cool. I am going to stop the recording, but again, I am the the master of all things Mentorship Rocket. So ask me anytime. I'm really, really happy to do so.